Alright, finally, I am back, and you guys are probably wondering, Josh, where have you been? College, that's where I've been. Alright, so of course, without further ado, let's get into another Godzilla X Kong toy coverage. And of course, today, honestly, I didn't even bother to check where this came from. It just literally just popped up in my feed, on Instagram and stuff like that. So it shows their full presentation with Playmates showing off their Godzilla X Kong figures, and obviously this is kind of a okay, fine, whatever type thing. Okay, they want to show off the goods, even though we've already pretty much seen all these figures. For the most part, it isn't really anything exactly new. Not yet, at least, but we'll get to that. And of course, they showed off all the selection of their stuff. They showed us the basic figures, the Battle War figures, the giant figures, the two packs. They pretty much showed the nice little selection that we've seen online already, with, of course, some things here and there. And obviously, I'm assuming from last year, I know that we were supposed to get a sort of presentation, showing off the new figures, but before, obviously, they couldn't really show anything. And apparently, this was issued by Legendary Pictures, where they just, you know, they don't want any sort of spoilers coming out and all that for the figures, because for the most part, it kind of does seem like that the figures kind of lean towards that area a little bit, not by much though, except for Shimu. Obviously, we know that we haven't even seen him in any trailers yet and all. We've seen official HD renders. We've seen him even on like merch and all that. So I'm close enough, I guess. And of course, there's the Suko and Doug thing where it's like, for crying out loud, you get MonsterVerse characters. You got Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Mammoth. And then you have Doug. That's great. But obviously, there is actually a couple of new stuff that we haven't seen yet. So, of course, let's get a little bit to it. I don't want to talk too much about them. I'd rather save them for another video so I could give like my sort of full thoughts on it, because I'm still kind of processing it just a little bit. I guess the first one let's talk about, of course, is the little bucket full of minifigures, which I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually glad that they're doing that, because this toy line definitely has a lot of potential, especially for that particular area, where they could have like just like a whole bunch of like little mini monsters, then your big ones, and maybe they're even compatible. You know what I mean? Can you imagine having a whole bunch of Warbats? And in case you don't remember, the Warbats, those weird flying chicken creatures from Godzilla vs. Kong, that was in the scene like when they were in Hollow Earth, and then Godzilla, he shoot his heat ray towards the bottom and all that. I think if you guys seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm kind of curious if we're going to be getting like a whole bunch of those. Maybe not, but whatever we do get, that's pretty cool. Because as we all know, Playmates also did that exact same thing with their TMNT figures. They did the exact same thing with the Mutant Mayhem film, where they had a bucket full of 50 minifigures, of course, and it's like, wow. Not only, do you get a whole bunch of nice little, little soldier-like figures and all that, you even got the nice little bucket that pretty much doubles as a piggy bank, which is, that's pretty good, actually. Very creative. So I'm glad that they're also sticking that idea with their Godzilla X Kong. Wow, I almost said Cole. Kong toy line. Alright, so I'm very interested to see how that goes, because for the most part, we don't really know exactly what these minifigures look like, but that'll be pretty interesting to kind of, look forward to, because we are already getting a set of minifigures to begin with, but obviously you could just pretty much buy them by themselves. I can't really say exactly what kinds, because it from what I've seen online, and mind you, I haven't seen them in person yet, so I don't know how to really proceed with it. But it looks like they're not just doing like 3 inches. There was another one going around where I think they might be even smaller or maybe slightly bigger. I'm not too sure. That it's hard to kind of explain. I will definitely need to do a separate video on for sure. Even though I'm a little bit behind, but it's all good. Like I said, we'll definitely catch up for sure, because January was kind of a not too good month for me. So yeah, a lot of catching up basically. So but it's all good. We got things set and done. But the biggest thing we need to talk about for sure, and I'm definitely saving this for next time. So those sweet giant figures that we've gotten. I actually do have one of them. I got the giant Kong with the beast glove. And I guess I'll also count this as a mini review too. I'm generally surprised with how decent this figure is. I mean, it's quite surprising for sure. I mean, it's a kid's toy, that's the thing. But for a kid's toy, it's surprisingly confident, you know, and of course it's fully articulated, that's always a big plus. The fact that they even put that in there, that's nice. You know, and of course if you want them to punch, definitely make them do that. And then of course, you know, they also did one with Godzilla Evolved as well as Scar King, so that's of course something to look out for because these figures are available now. And remember during the Godzilla vs. Kong toy line, we were introduced to the Mega figures where they weren't really like that much different from the giant ones. They were like maybe like an extra inch or two. They were 13 inches, by the way, and they were like slightly articulated more and had some action features. I actually do have Mega Kong. I might as well kind of bring him out here. Just give me one moment. Alrighty, there we go. So of course, yeah, I do have the Mega Kong or Mega Punching Kong. I forgot what the actual name is, but as you can see, he's very, very huge. And just to kind of give like a nice little comparison right here, that's kind of how they are. And yeah, like I say, this one has like it moves a little bit, you know. He does have his nice axe, so which is great, and then you know he makes the little noises, can kind of swing around. So why am I talking about this? Because we are getting those back, but slightly more bigger. They revealed supposedly apparently we're getting a 24-inch Godzilla Evolve and a 24-inch Kong with Beast Glove, and he actually does have his axe too, which I'm still processing it for the most part. I mean, I'm like, no way, you know what I mean? Like they're actually going that far to making them even more bigger. And I'm like, okay, that's incredible. You know, that's something I never really thought they would do. Honestly, I can't even think of the last time these companies did something similar where they made like these ginormous, like giant monster figures. I know a long, long time ago with Bandai during the 2014 Godzilla toy line, I think they did made one. I'm not sure if it was 24 inches. I don't remember. I know NECA, they also got their hands on that as well. They did make their own giant version, but I don't remember how big it was. Might be bigger than 24 inches. I'm not too sure. Jack Specific during their King of the Monsters toy line, they definitely did one as well. They did a I could be wrong. I don't remember. I think they did do like a 24-inch one as well, but then they also did like a 40 something inch. But from what I've been told, from one of my pals, that was an online exclusive, which unfortunately I can't really find too much information on. But whatever, it is what it is. Because these figures I'm definitely looking more forward to the most. Because all right. And remember though, we are getting more new figures. It just seems like that we probably won't get anything yet until the movie either comes out or it's somewhat approaching. Because we all remember what happened last time. Even when the movie came out, they were still making figures and just pumping them out like crazy. I mean, think about it. Even like way before that, we were getting figures like the Titan Tech, which is the most goofiest and like non-canon thing possible. But hey, I don't mind it. Titan Tech Rodan, without a doubt, has to be like one of the like best figures in the MonsterVerse line. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that's a bit of a stretch because there's surprisingly a lot of toys in this toy line for sure. There's like a lot of stuff. Like I'm currently fixing my collection, which is pretty difficult because it's like all the way high up. If you guys saw my toy room, you know, video, I'm not sure if you remember that before New Year's and stuff like that. You guys would know that wow, we got a lot of goodies, and we're definitely gonna get a lot more for sure. I mean, I wouldn't even be so surprised too if we start getting stuff from like based on the shows like Monarch and stuff. I doubt it though, only because obviously Monarch is an Apple TV Plus show, so obviously not everyone has Apple TV. So it's like, well, what do? You know what I mean? I mean, you want to watch my shows, but you know, unfortunately, you're gonna have to like go on those weird sketchy sites where you can watch them for free, which you know usually isn't really too much of a smart idea unless you got some good I don't even know if ad block really works for that, you know, for viruses and stuff like that. I mean, you could use a VPN, but come on. I just want to watch my movies, man. I just want to watch my shows. And, of course, get those pretty interesting toys, which we will talk about next time. So, of course, that's about it. That's the coverage for today. Like I say, I do apologize for the lack of videos, but of course, February will definitely start getting rolling for sure. I'm still going to do my toy hunts, obviously, you know, for the most part as of now. Of course, expect some more gameplay soon because I was pretty surprised with how successful the last one was. I mean, 300 something views. that's a lot, at least for me. So that's great. So thanks. And then of course, there's also the question as to the toy reviews. Long story short, I'll get more into that maybe another day. I do plan on reviewing some of the MonsterVerse toys, especially the ones right from Godzilla vs. Kong all the way towards now, which is going to take a while, but, you know, hey, let's accept the challenge, you know what I mean? So, I can't wait for that. So, until then, thank you guys for watching as always. Leave a like and subscribe if you want, you know. That's about it. See ya.